Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. I see you guys in the comments. Y'all are ready to get it on with this crazy show. This is your girl, Christal Jordan, and we are here for our rescheduled recap of the Never Ever Mets. Rondria says she was looking for us on Friday. Well, we are here today. As DeQueezy says, go ahead and hit that like button on the way in. And speaking of on the way in, let me go ahead and get Scorpio Moe in the building. Yo.
And I am in the way in. Yes, I'm here. What's that?
Yes, man. Man, first of all, great weekend we had. We had a great weekend, the Natural Hair Show. We had a chance to have our good buddy LaRon Wise from Ready to Love participate in the panel. And I want to say, I got to have LaRon's back because I know people were really upset about the fact that we invited him, or at least people on here. First of all, I want to say, everybody that came by and met LaRon in person, they had so much love, so much, it was just a good time. It was good vibes, y'all. It was really good. He gave good feedback.
Great.
It wasn't bad at all. What did you think?
No, it was good. He wasn't sure how he's going to be received, but he told me from the airport, up from the airport hotel, obviously the convention center, it was all love. Even the people that felt the way,
Yeah.
they were like, why did you do that to that girl? Let me get a picture. Can I
Yeah.
get a hug? So it was that type of energy. So shout out to LeBron, it was good.
Yeah, what's up, Marriott? And LaRon is definitely on his PR tour. He was shaking, he was kissing babies and shaking hands.
Yeah.
Godspeed to that brother. But he did a great job. The panel was good. And if we can get some snippets from that, we'll share some of that on the channel. But it definitely no, we didn't get hacked, Brenda. Brenda said she was waiting and waiting last Friday. She thought that maybe we got hacked. I put up a video with both of us, and I guess some people didn't see that because it might not have went to your notifications. But the video showed that we were not going to be on Friday. We were going to have to do it today because we both were at the Natural Hair Show, which was in town. And I had a gala that night. We kicked off with a gala, and then it was a full day on Saturday, full day on Sunday. Right. But we are here now, and I think that we needed a clear head to talk about the second episode, and I think it was titled In Real Life. In Real Life, to talk about this show that has started off just in an extremely problematic way. So, first, let's go ahead and get into it because I got some other things I want to share and want to talk about. As well, but let's just get into this show. First of all, I am so glad that the production company came through and removed Dominique and Alexis from the show. It explained why, knowing that they were, removed from the show. This episode explains why they were doing their little PR tour last Friday, and basically trying to, I guess, kind of dumb down the situation and what happened, which I thought was really irresponsible on their part. The best thing that they could have done, especially, Dominique, would have just been to accept responsibility and say that he was working on making changes. But to try to say that it wasn't that serious, and that, she didn't die or get hurt, that was just really, it was disappointing. And yes,
it was half-ass.
Yeah, and they did say that the storyline was fake. I thought that was also messed up as well, because now that makes us question the rest of the show. So after the first episode, this couple comes on and says they were not even serious, and says that they were just friends that decided to, I guess, play a hoax on the rest of us and go on the show. And it was ridiculous. It was really ridiculous. What did you think about the way Taronda basically took Alexis to the side to have that conversation?
It was definitely needed. My only problem is, why air something like that? Because we still seen it.
Right.
Like, they had time to not even put this on the show. You know what I mean? Unless they were trying to tell us, obviously, to tell a story or, have something happen, but that could have been triggering to someone else. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone else watching that, someone else from the have a past situation, or someone dealing with that at the present moment. That's why they have these disclaimers out there. Because they're real. That's real.
Yeah.
So to me, even the fight was staged.
That's what I don't understand. Like, why would you? It didn't seem like the fight was staged, and if it was, why would you do that? I mean, trying to, because I understand. I will say this: this is the messed up part.
Yeah.
The messed up part is if it was two females fighting or two men fighting, they may not have gotten kicked off, right? But they don't. When you have a man put his hands on a woman, you can't. They're not going to be able to keep that. So if they staged that, that was stupid.
The way he pushed that shit felt real.
I don't feel like it was. I don't feel like it was staged. I feel like they really did. They were mad. I feel like he really didn't like her, right? And I feel like his pride was tested because she was talking about and I guess flirting, paying a lot of attention to Greg in the hoochie daddy shorts. But I think at the end of the day, he just really didn't. He didn't like her. He felt like she did not. I also want to say this. I think women, we do have to stop with the filters, like, because I do feel like she looked different than the filters. But that does not. I'm not saying that that's the reason, but I'm saying when we're talking about going on a show where you're meeting someone that you've been talking to online and you've been showing them filters of you, and I'm not going to say
confused.
I haven't done it because I have, and I'm just like,
I'm confused. Every time I send you a picture, I'll be like, yo, I just met this.
Yeah.
What do you say to me? I send you a picture. What you say to me?
I'll be like, that's a filter.
And what do I say?
Sometimes you know, sometimes you don't.
No. What I say?
He said all girls have filters.
I say all of them. I'm like, you do too.
He did. He called me out because this one girl had sent him a picture. It was a heavy filter, and he was like, "Well, you have filters too," and I did, and I'm going to try to stop.
They all do. I'm not even.
Yeah. But I didn't have filters on in my dating pictures when I was on a dating profile. That might have been why it took me so long to find a man.
Now, here's what it is. For me, when I'm aware of that. So what I do is I take it down a half a point.
Not a half a point.
If she's a 7, I take it back down to about 6.5 or something. I take it down because I understand.
I wish that men would stop evaluating women.
Well, I'm just doing it. I mean, it's not a real scale. It's just saying, okay, you look like this with that off. It's not quite like that.
Those of you Chicago girls that I've never used one, don't even know how. You guys, and I saw Haitian Empress says she does not use filters either. You guys are doing the right thing. We as women, we gotta stop. There's a lot of pressure on women. And you're right, Michelle. AI is a whole nother situation because at this point, I've seen some celebrities, some reality stars using AI pictures and acting like it's them. And it's like, ma'am.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I'm not going to say who it is right now, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, I feel like I don't believe that the fight was fake. And the reason I don't is because I feel like you could tell he was pressed. He did not respect her. And I also feel like I would say this on the behalf of the women, and I'm gonna let Mo handle the men because I know he's gonna make sure that he keeps men responsible and accountable. But yes, Haitian Empress, I think that she did. The answer to your question is yes, because I was like, that don't look like it. But anyway, yes.
You can. I didn't even know you could do that.
Well, what I feel like I feel like there was some manipulation with the way it was looking because when you looked at it in person on the show, it didn't mesh with the body. The butt didn't mesh with the rest of it. And I did have a problem with every time we see you, you're gonna You got titties out and all that. It's just too much. It's too much going on. But I will say this: at the point that the man is showing you that he's getting physical, get out of leave him alone. Leave the situation. Doing like this in his face, and she walked past him when he was doing all this. She just kept like abandoned ship. There, I know that sometimes we don't like the fact that men are stronger than us, they're bigger than us. I understand that, but you're never gonna win by trying to buck up at a man. And it's just, it just screams toxicity. It screams you don't know what you're like. At the point that he was like this on her and pushed her, she should have been like, shut your mouth and move, because you don't want to get hurt. And all that extra da 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 da, you get out of my face, that is going to get you hurt. So again, I'm not excusing his behavior. I'm just saying to the ladies, stop trying to raise up on men. It's not going to end well. And when the police come, now both of you guys are guilty of domestic violence. Not just him. Just because he can hit harder doesn't mean that you're right by hitting him anyway.
Oh yeah, they taking ladies to jail too.
Yeah, women are going to jail. We know some. So please stop hitting men. Please stop yelling in their faces and talking to them crazy, because you're going to get hit. You're going to get hurt, and you're escalating the situation. At the end of the day, I would hate for you to be hurt and in jail.
Right. And if you touch me, I would hate for my sister to beat your ass.
And will.
And she will.
And will. Like, you don't just at the point it goes there, stop. Get out of, there's nothing else left, because it's not ever going to get better. You going back and forth with a man who's willing to put his hands on you is not going to get better. Now, Mo, I'm going to let you take it over as far as the men. When a woman is doing that, because he was 100% wrong. And one of the young ladies said that he was talking crazy all night.
Right. I don't know if he was drinking, so I don't even want to put that in the mix, but that's never a good combination. But at the same time, to the fellas, man, listen, I know it's hard, and I know if there's other men in the room, you feel a way, you might feel like you're a punk, but you're more of a punk if you put your hands on them. You know what I'm saying? Look at it like that. It ain't no way around it. I don't care if she's dead wrong.
Yeah.
You're always the loser once you put your hands on them. Take a page from their book. Use your words.
Y'all don't be having as many words as we have.
I know. I swear, y'all. I don't know if y'all practice at night.
No.
Verbally, women are assassins. Women are assassins. They're pretty good at it. Ain't no good at it. They're great at it. They've always been great at it. They know where to go verbally with it. But, dog, please walk away. Count to 10. Do whatever you call your sister and your auntie and but leave that woman alone. And I hate to say this, but there are some people, and I understand silence should go more. The best thing you do is go to another room or walk. You'll be surprised how far you can walk after you get into it with a woman. You'll be surprised how far you can walk. With that anger, before you know it, you 20 blocks, you'd be like, man, I gotta call Uber back home. That's how far you can walk when you're mad. Look at this as exercise. Or go to the other room, play your video game, whatever y'all dudes do, I don't know. But stay away from her and avoid if she says it, you don't have to tit for tat. You know what I mean? Let her have it.
All right, Mo, I'm gonna pull these photos, y'all. I just got it. So I'm gonna pull these photos. So I'm gonna let you continue with the break. I did appreciate LaRonda saying that there was a no physical policy on the show, but I also feel like Alexis would have had a conversation with him if they hadn't kicked him off the show. Because
no. You can see it in her face. Yeah. But who apologizes like that? That's my thing. I thought the apology was like, I notice a lot of these young people, I hate to say I have a problem, like, I think they know how they feel. They don't know how to express themselves. I don't know what that's from. And I can see all your comments today. I did get my prescription glasses, y'all, so I can read everything right there. Oh, man. But Christal said, go on. Tell me, what did y'all think? I want to say it was Brandon and, what's her name? Sanaya? Or is it Sania, y'all?
I think it's not. Hold on, I'm on the page now. I didn't know he was going all the way there right now. You just
Oh
going.
no, you said go on with the rest of it. My bad. We can hold up.
No, Brandon and Sienna. But
Sienna, that's her name, Sienna.
yeah, we gotta do that because.
And that was the people that was one of them I was rooting for. But we'll get to that once Christal starts.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull. For some reason, I'm having trouble with these pictures, pulling these pictures. But the thing about it is this: like, this show is. I guess you know what this show is. This show is our fault because we were so unhappy with Ready to Love.
That was y'all unhappy with Ready to Love. This was my first one, so I had nothing to compare it to.
No, you were around for the last one.
I caught the last 3 episodes of the last.
And you just people figured that out because they were like, Mo doesn't know what
Mo don't know.
Mo don't know what y'all are talking about. Mo is confused. Sienna is Michaela from Math. Yeah, she does. Woo, Michaela from Maths. That was wild. That's a good comparison. On Married at First Sight, okay. Man, woo, that girl. And I liked her so much. I really, really liked Michaela on Maths at first, and then she just wild. She was wilding out. So yeah. Let me see if I can do this. Mo, hold it down. Give me 2 minutes.
Hey, LaRon left this morning, y'all. I had to work all weekend, but I did hang out at the event. And y'all go to my page, Scorpio Moe _ I got a little video clip up there. But we did have a good time. I sent LaRon to a couple places, and he told me he had a good time. So, I'll probably be making a trip out to Dallas sometime before the year is out. Somebody says not LaRon. Nah, it was actually good, man. The women were real receptive. There, people bringing out their phones, and even guys walking up to them saying, "My wife ain't gonna believe this," and it's a you just build up. No, but we just had a good time. It wasn't even about building them up. We just had a good time, And he had a great attitude. He was open to everything, so it's all good. What is Christal just putting up on the screen? I have no idea. But
that was an accident. Huh? That was an accident. I wasn't trying to put the Never Ever Mets up there. I'm trying to put something else. It's just not letting me.
But they are casting in Philadelphia, for what I hear. I'm hearing good things too, so we shall see. Philadelphia, Jersey. They're still taking applications, by the way. Philadelphia, Jersey, Delaware. If you know that area, you know people. I don't know if we have the link or who can't find it.
We did have the link. I can definitely get it and bring it on Wednesday.
Yeah, because I know some people that sent in some stuff, so we'll see what happens. But I'll really be interested in seeing what that looks like. So I don't know how far, from the interview stage to the shooting stage, they from the time they do the interviews to the time they start shooting. I don't know how big of a gap that is. They should get some real one. Yeah, see, that's the problem. I don't know if they should get some real ones from Philly. It might be a totally different show. One thing about Philly is no medium with Philly. Either they like you or they don't. It's no gray area. You're not kind of cool. They're like that with everything. Sports, music. They either like it or they hate it. There is no gray area. There's no middle area with Philadelphia. Trust me on that. These people even boo their own team when they lose. They even threw snowballs at Santa Claus one year. Trust me. Philly is rough.
But there are some nice areas in Philly.
No, it is on the outskirts.
Ah,
Um,
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna. What I do think I'm gonna like. I will say this. I feel like people are less fake up north. I feel
that's a
like you're gonna get. It is what it is. All that going back and forth and sneaking around and trying to be something because you want to be on TV. Because
yes.
it's cold up there, people don't have time to be fake. Like it's cold. It's concrete out here.
And people are on the top of each other. Them row house
Yeah,
Philly
we
has the
don't.
most narrow streets.
It ain't a lot of time to be playing around and pussyfooting around.
That's a
Either it
fact.
is or it ain't. Like, do I like you? Do I not? So I finally got my pictures up. I gotta get better, y'all. It's just for some reason it was not working. But all right, so we talked about Alexis and Dominique, and I didn't like anything about it. I didn't like his apology. It obviously wasn't heartfelt. I didn't like the fact that she acted surprised that she had to leave. To me, she should have left anyway. Like she should have been ready to leave. What you sitting around for? Like, what are you waiting on? I gotta leave, girl. There was no man there for you no more. Unless it was time to go. They weren't gonna make it anyway. So farewell to them.
I
I
mean, what you gonna bring somebody? I mean, you gotta go anyway. What they gonna bring somebody
That's
on
what
for
I'm
you?
saying. Like it was, and the rest of the cast seemed empathetic, but it's like, are y'all here to find love? That's one thing I would say. Even like Brandon was like, it made sense for her to go because what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? So farewell to them. But I hope that in the future, OWN will start having NDAs that people have to sign, which says if you slander the show after you leave before the show is finished, there should be some type of consequences and repercussions for that because that's not fair. That's not cool.
Right. I thought it was who did that? Well, other than Kickoff, wasn't it a show where somebody got arrested? It was an assault. Assault. What
I
show
don't
was it?
remember that. Do y'all
Like
remember it?
they came up with the police and everything up in the crib.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
This is a while ago, but I remember that, and I was like, they took that real. Obviously, they locked up a black dude. I was like, but he did put his hands on that boy, that white boy, Caucasian boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. That's definitely gonna be interesting. But as you said, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. We got Sienna and Brandon, and this was wild. Like right back again. I just was like, whoa, what is wrong? And y'all, I know y'all are gonna be mad at me because I have issues with women, but what really is going on? What's really going on? Like
Her attitude stinks.
it's beyond stinks. Like she just called him a bitch.
Just everything she did. She did. Now, okay, since you said that, I want to know where's the feedback to push on that.
What do you mean?
There was push on. Now we heard LeBron had said something to a third party that came back, and y'all thought it was him saying it to her. I want to know where's the pushback with this woman directly said.
That's fair. I can't hold you. I can't hold you on that. I can't hold you on that.
I get it. It some things are going to be a double standard. I get it, but I just want you to know, like, I didn't hear a peep out of that.
I can't hold you on that. She said it loudly. Now, she may have LaRon's same defense because Sienna is from the Bronx, and that may be her energy, and he's from Florida, so that's a very different energy. So, what would you say to that? The fact that she's from New York,
No,
and
listen.
women in New York have a little bit of a different energy.
I'm not going to lie to you. When you get into it with somebody, usually in those places, that's the minimum. Like, that's the weakest stuff that you can say is call somebody a name. I'm just telling you.
So
as
what's
far
the rest of it? What's the rest of it? Hitting you upside the head?
Oh yeah, them girls in Philly will jump you.
She is from the Bronx.
No, I'm just going through different states.
He's stuck on Philly.
If she's from the Bronx, she might cut you. Perhaps she might have a razor. Perhaps I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, let's also talk about this. You're right. Mo is absolutely right. It's a problem that we did not respond to a woman calling a man a bitch in the same way that we respond to a woman calling a man one. That is a problem. That is a problem. We got to fix that, because when we gave LaRon a hard time, social media went off on him, and I do not I did not hear the same response from people talking about what Sienna said. And she said it multiple times.
And he took it like a champ.
He did. And it was like, and on camera, like it was just on camera in your face. Like,
that's my problem with it, because their stuff happened the way, and people
happened off camera
in their face, and y'all said nothing.
Yeah, that was crazy. Now let's also talk about this. She sounded crazy to me, even if she didn't call him a bitch, right? Yeah. Even the fact that she was saying that he was unstable, and she was basically like putting him down because he had a failed marriage and because he had a child outside of wedlock. And it was a few things with that was weird. Number one, you already knew this. You already knew this before you came to the show. Number two, he's 35. The marriage happened when he was 2021. But even if it didn't, like, if you have a problem with people that are divorced, and she was saying that's a failure and it proves that you're not serious about marriage, why are you talking to him? If that's how you feel, then what are you doing?
But that's what comes. It's been my experience with some people, I'll just say that everything that they agree to and seem to understand at first, but as soon as the problem comes up, everything is, you see what I'm saying? This is this is this is. I had that happen to me a few times. I'm just like, but before it wasn't, you know what I mean? Why is it an issue now? Because you're mad at me.
Yeah. That and then she was talking down to him. And to me, it seemed like an example of how men say women will use your past against you. She was talking down to him, and it was really hard to see. But I feel like, and I will say this, I want to be honest, I have thought that if a man has multiple children with multiple women, that to me is, sometimes a sign for me, like, is he just moving around? Why is he going through women like this? Right. But I think you have to listen to a person and see where they're at. He has 2 kids, and he talked about them like he's very involved in their life. I don't know for sure, but he said that he has a 13-year-old and a 4-year-old. The 13-year-old was from his first marriage, and then a 4-year-old. But if you don't want to deal with someone that has children, then don't deal with someone that has children. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, we talked about that. I feel like it's okay if you don't have children to say, I don't want to deal with somebody with children.
You're
perfectly within your right. Perfectly within your right.
Yeah, but I don't get, she was like a witch. Like, she was cold.
She was cold. It came out of and I was really not expecting that from her. I was not expecting that from her. And he said to Greg that he felt like, if they were to, figure it out today, they definitely would part. But I don't know why, outside of just trying to stay on TV, I don't understand why he would want to say anything else to her. Because it almost seemed like, and another thing, I was really irritated. That triggered me. I was irritated with her because she went and talked to she was talking to the guy about it, right? But then she got big mad because he was talking to the guy's girl. And she was like, he's
run,
talking
brother, run, Brandon, run.
Yeah. And that's an example of a woman that has a lot of work to do. She has a lot of work to do. I am not going to put the dog down, C-Dub.
But see, that was and all this started because of who would possibly move from Miami to Florida to New York. You see what I'm saying?
I don't even think it was that. I feel
it couldn't have been.
It just didn't feel like that was it. It felt
but
like
prior. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it felt like she had a lot, already that she was upset about.
No, at the when they did the exercise, I thought there was some energy.
That was wild too. I have a problem, and I mentioned this last week. We watched a clip. I just thought it was really. I didn't like the fact that they were doing Kama Sutra moves on the second day. Like, and of course they could be there longer than 2 days, but this is episode 2. Why are y'all getting in sexual positions? It's just doing too much. It's whoever the showrunner is doing too much. Like, we don't need to be sitting on top of people and getting in sexual positions in front of a group. That was in very poor taste. I just felt like it was in very poor taste.
Oh yeah, we got to revisit that. I got some.
But she sat on top of him and was like, she had a bad attitude. He actually was very cool, very nice.
Thank you.
She needs to go. To me, you call somebody a bitch in front of their face with cameras around, then she
had no respect for you. And all this stuff are real characters, characteristics of real people, y'all. So it's kind of like we're veering off of just to show you, like, these are real things that happen, even if it's stage faked or these people, these things. There's a guy dealing with that tonight.
But tell me this. Why is he dealing with that?
Because he honestly loves her. He didn't see it in the beginning. And, you know, just like a woman can get caught up in love and you say, well, why are you still staying here after he put hands on you? It's the same thing. But it's verbal abuse, physical abuse. Even though y'all don't think physical abuse is the same way, it feels like it to a man. If your heart is in it.
Well, I'm gonna take a little bit of a pivot here because Aaron said that he has been in a physically abusive relationship. Did you hear that?
Aaron is. I think I know who Aaron is. I want to get it right because I want them to get on me about these names.
Are you looking at the screen?
That's Aaron right there?
Yes. And that's Diamond.
Oh, yeah, he did say that. I was about to call Aaron because it's two Aarons.
It's two Aarons. But
the other Aaron I was about to get on. This is Aaron that's 51. Gotcha.
51, yes. And he said that he had been in an abusive relationship with a woman in the past, and he wanted to, he was offering Alexis some support because Diamond really seemed upset that Alexis had to leave. I thought that was weird. Maybe she just being nurturing. They were holding hands and walking out to the car. But
get a backbone, fellas, or get a big sister, one or the other.
What?
Get a backbone or a big sister, one or the other.
That's funny. Your options are a backbone or a big sister. I love it. Because, it's like you would not, you know what, Haitian Empress? Here we go again.
Somebody put the one that's your age, Mo. Yes, the one that's my age, Aaron, yes.
She said, I hope Aaron was not assaulted because of his collection of ugly hats. Ma'am. Ma'am.
Haitian Empress strikes again. That is hilarious.
I don't understand the brims. But
he's 51.
You're 51 or 52?
Yeah, but not. I think he's from Chicago, right?
I don't know.
Or Mississippi with the hat. He might be from Mississippi. I don't know.
Let me see. Where is Aaron H from?
What's up? What's up, Mo? I see you. Jamal on there.
It doesn't.
Corey, what up?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hey, Jamal. I do agree. And guys, yes, I did say that. Michelle L. It was super lame that they have a boom boom room for people when they want to. Like, that's weird. Because all the guys are staying together and all the girls are staying together, and then they have a conjugal visit room. That's weird. That's weird.
What about the other Aaron?
You tried it today.
Yo.
You tried it today. I don't even think, and I didn't pull his picture. That's the only couple I didn't pull because I did see that he did not know the position correctly. When they did the comments, did you see that?
Of course he did. even with a diagram, he could get.
He said when Marriott said he was the one doing the bending, I was like, wait.
Right.
Bless his heart. He was trying. He was trying. He's trying to hang in there and he's trying. No, sir.
Man, if you don't get something up out of there.
It was he's trying. And old girl also, Joanna, that's Aaron J. And Joanna, his chick said that she's a sex therapist. Did y'all hear that?
I didn't catch that. Word?
I was just like, yeah, because she was like,
you know what? No, they did say that. They say you right. I remember.
Yeah, I was like, what? Why is she a sex therapist? Yeah, that was different. The fact that he was doing the bending. This show is full of games. This show is full of games. I don't know if Joanna seems masculine as much as she just does not seem. That's the type of energy that we're gonna get with this filly.
I think she knows what it is and she has an attitude, but she's trying to deal with it.
You think she's just trying to be on the show?
I think she knows what it is and she's just trying to not seem like she's into possibly that type of guy. And she's fighting through it. And ain't no way you're going to come up on the show and have a mean attitude like that. She wasn't expecting a dude with 2 earrings dangling. She wasn't expecting nothing.
But I don't buy that because for them to be talking 6-7 months, you knew it's they were dating 9 months. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Certified sexologist. So yeah, I feel like if you're a sexologist and you guys have been dating for 9 months online, even talking online, because you ain't got to talk to him long online to know.
We caught it the first show.
I mean, you would see him on FaceTime and know what it was immediately.
Maybe he hid it. I don't know.
Hid what?
He hid. He was hiding it.
Oh, hid. I thought you said hid it. I was like,
hid. He was hiding.
He have hid. Okay, maybe.
I'm assuming because why wouldn't you? You come on, man. And he knew what's the name was. Oh no, that was the other couple. My bad.
What?
I got nothing. I didn't know what it was.
What was it? What are you talking about?
We gonna move on. We're not even gonna talk about that.
No, I want to know now. I'm confused.
You know what they got on me? They said I didn't know what the cheese thing was with the
a charcuterie. Charcuterie board, Mo.
A charcuterie. Why would I know this?
Now,
at some
ladies,
point we all have to learn.
Now, ladies, I don't know if my husband knows what a charcuterie board is. I think that we have to understand, depending on what you want, if you really want a man that is a certain kind of way, he may not know what a charcuterie board is.
If a woman asks me, we're like, Mo, do you know what a charcuterie board is? I'm thinking it got something to do like with cleaning her vagina or something. That's what I would think.
That's stupid.
No, I'm just thinking. That's how far. I'm like, well, me and the men never talk about charcuterie, whatever boards. So it's got to be a female thing in the feminine area. Why would I know that?
Why are you? Yeah, he's thinking charcuterie board. No, why are you connecting charcuterie with the coochie? What is happening?
It says Modo. I do like cheese, but I just thought it was a cheese and crackers. I didn't know it was a board that go with it. What?
All right, moving on. Okay. The C-Dub.
Somebody said it's French. I don't speak French. I don't live in France.
Father, forgive them. Yes, but Jody, Joanne, she is mean, but also Aaron is not probably looking for a woman. I'm just gonna say it because we gotta say it. Like, come on, y'all. We can't. Not it's a baller ass plate of meat and cheeses. C-Dub, did you know what a charcuterie board was? Jamal, did you know what a charcuterie board was?
Listen,
to ask you guys. Do they know what a charcuterie board is?
Keep it real.
Because I don't know if Adrian knows what a charcuterie board is.
And now, do you realize you got people on here saying LBC?
No, you started.
No, I said it on accident.
But I love we're gonna stay there. He's a member of the LBC crew because that's just that's our cute little nickname for it. It's okay. Okay, so Maul says he does because he has chef friends. Okay. All right. Obviously, Mo doesn't have any chef friends.
You have to cook. Chef cooks. This is cheese. You don't have to be a chef to make cheese and wine and crackers.
No, but he's saying he has friends that are chefs and they put them together. They put it out because people tend to eat that off of like an hors d'oeuvre tray prior to a meal. Okay,
no, I've seen that, and I still never. And I know regular people that do that. They ain't the chefs, but I didn't know what it was called.
Yes, people do that.
Thank you for educating me, y'all.
That socialize and throw parties. So if you have a party at your house, you could put together a charcuterie board.
I'm sorry, I don't live fancy like this.
Okay. Moving on. So I wanted us to talk a little bit about Aaron and Diamond. I want to talk about Aaron and Diamond. Now, Aaron said that he was in a domestic violence situation prior. Right. Aaron also said that he only dates women that are BBWs.
And here we go.
Why are we?
You know they got on me about this last time.
What did they get on you about? You know what it is, but okay. Adrian says he knows what a charcuterie board. Adrian, how do you know what a charcuterie board?
I don't believe none of y'all. Just for the fact.
I need to know how my husband knows what a charcuterie board is. That means some woman that he in his past who was making a charcuterie board. That's the only reason he knows. I know he does not know because of his own self. I was
saying, if y'all love. If I have, or people don't have a personal, or they have a preference, let me say that.
Right.
That doesn't mean that they don't think that the other people, that particular group doesn't deserve love. I think that's wrong. Like, if you say, I don't like short guys, I would assume you don't think that they shouldn't find love somewhere. They shouldn't have that.
No, but, I think they should absolutely have.
Nah, but on here, we said last week, and we were talking about, he said at the military balls, that's how he learned what it was. But he had to go to the military to find out. But so I just want people to be clear, because whomever doesn't have a preference, it doesn't mean that the thing that they have that they're not interested in, they shouldn't believe that they don't want love. That's not what we're saying.
Well, that's not what you're saying.
I'm pretty sure, Christal, you're not into short guys. Do you think they don't deserve love?
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm not into short guys. I'm going to say that might not have been my preference, but I went through a process where I started to try to date people not based on how they looked, and that didn't necessarily work well, but I do think everyone deserves love no matter what you look like. But I also think that it's better to just get with what your preference is, so that you can't, because if you try something that you're not into, you're not gonna give that person the best, and you should let them be with someone that's really into them. So Aaron said he does not date women that are thin. He only dates BBWs.
Right.
So that's great. And that's what Diamond is. And he was happy that she actually did look like what he was very happy. Yeah, he was very happy. Yeah. So I'm just a little concerned with, that's not the part that I'm concerned with. I love the fact that he knows what he wants in a woman. And I also did see the teaser for next week where it looked like he was sucking on her toes. What is the deal with feet? Why are so many men sucking women's feet on TV? What's happening? No, seriously. What is that about? Are you sucking?
Some men have fetishes. It's probably one out of, I don't know the number, 1 out of 5 men probably into, it's all good.
It ain't 1 out of 5. It's like every other guy on the reality show is really, this man put her foot in his mouth on camera. It must be an own thing. Maybe the men on own are into feet. I mean, but is that women? Are you guys experiencing this when you're going out? Are men trying to
Maybe that's on the application, the own application.
But I'm saying, are you doing? Because I don't have a problem with people sucking toes. I know that that's a lot of people get into that. Guys will tell you that up front, but I don't know if that's something you should be doing so early, and if you should be doing that on camera.
I did that early one time. That was a bad mistake.
What happened?
She cut me. She needed a.
No,
I
Mo.
told you.
No, you didn't. You did not. Nope. You never told me this story. I've never heard this story. I'd like to hear with the rest of
Well, it didn't cut, but she needed to let the people do her feet.
You didn't see that before you put it in your mouth?
It was dark. And she came out the shower.
What made
I
you?
later found out she had eczema. So maybe that was it. I don't know. That's what she told me. Tell me.
What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Let's move on.
Wait a minute. What does eczema have to do with the nail being too sharp?
It wasn't the nail. It was the skin.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And the bad part, I was trying to get to but it was the heel I touched by accident, and it made me. I don't like this.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about no. Because when you said she needed to go get a pedicure.
Thank you.
You said cut me. I thought you meant one of her toenails.
No, it's just the
heel.
Well, it's great. It's not important. Why do you do this to me
I know you did this to yourself.
I think
you did it to yourself. I didn't do that.
You be making me explain stuff.
Nope. I'm not taking y'all to. I didn't do that. All I said was, "Are you doing that?" You said you did it too fast, and then.
Yeah, it's not a good idea too soon. It was too soon.
Why wouldn't you touch the foot before just going straight to the mouth? That's what I'm wondering.
It was right there, and I just.
Wait a minute. What?
She was on the bed. I'm standing. It was legs was up. It was there. I thought I'd try something. I don't know, man. It's a while ago.
Speaking of this,
I learned a lesson though. Don't do that.
Well, speaking of this, guys, we have something exciting that we are sharing. We are on every Wednesday. We are now doing dating diaries because the best part of this show is people love hearing the crazy stories, right? That we share about dating, specifically Mo. Babe, don't tell Mo the nickname because you're doing too much. You're gonna tell the nickname and then he's gonna give me a hard time. But no. So every Wednesday we're doing a segment called Dating Diaries. Now, on Dating Diaries, Mo and I will be talking about our history of dating, and we will also be inviting you to share your dating stories with us. So every Wednesday, we will be dropping the link to join us in the chat, and we're welcoming people to come in. And if you have a dating dilemma that you're going through right now, we will give you advice, right? So we're gonna say a person calls in and they are like, for instance, not to go too far off track. I was telling Mo that I went on a date one time and the guy had a coupon. He had a coupon for the event that we were going to. He did. He found it was a Groupon, in fact. It was a Groupon. And I wanted to go to this show and the tickets were like $175 a piece. He found a Groupon where 2 tickets were like $100. So he asked me, did I have a problem with him using the Groupon? And I said no. Now, I'll explain to you guys the rest of what happened with that date on Wednesday. But these are the type of stories that we're going to be sharing. If you are wondering, should you go on a date with a guy that uses coupons, or should you go on whatever your issue is, you guys, and I was not Groupon shaming. But
yes,
I did.
Or should you talk to that man? Should you really believe that man when he say he's gonna leave his wife this time?
Well, yeah, any of that. You don't have to come on camera. You don't have to come on camera to share.
But we would like for you to, if you
we
can.
would like for you to, but we definitely want. We really want those people that are willing to come on camera. But we will take you, especially right now. We will take those of you that don't want to come on camera. Or last option, if you want to send us your dating dilemma and you want us to go over it on the show, you can text it to one of us. I mean, you can DM it to us. You
Right.
guys know our social media handles are up there. Mo, put your social media handle in your name so that they can. So y'all, you got to do is Tuesday or even Wednesday during the day. Go ahead, DM us your dating dilemma, along with whatever name you want us to address. Doesn't have to be your real name. You could be like Caramel Girl or Caramel Princess 91, and we'll address it. We'll figure it out. We'll say what the dating dilemma is, and then Mo and I will give our own opinions on it. So that starts on Wednesday. Dating Diaries with Christal and Scorpio Moe. We're gonna have a lot of fun because this part we noticed that is so much fun. And I have so many more stories about Mo's dating, and he has some about my dating as well. Obviously, he's going to have more because he's still dating now. But we really want to hear from you guys and hear what questions that you have, because there's a lot of women that want to hear Mo's opinion on their situation. Women may want to hear what I have to say, so we want to give you guys some help with your dating. Because
and men, don't be afraid too. The men too, don't be afraid.
Yeah, and reach out, share with your friends. Share with your friends that this is an opportunity. If they're having a dating problem, they can send us their dating problem. Like if you went out, if a guy tells you that he's 6 foot, you get to the date, he's 5'8.5". What do? You write into Dating Dilemmas. Christal and Moe will give you some advice on what to do.
Dating Diaries.
Wednesday at 8. So anyway, let's get back to the Never Ever Met. So Aaron and Diamond, what do you think about this couple though?
I think, and if I'm not mistaken, because I thought I wrote her name, her age down. What is her age? Because I know he's 51.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull up her age. And
he had a baby on her, correct? During the time.
He got married.
Oh, he got married.
He got married. I don't see her age here.
Oh, they say he's 52 now. Okay.
Yeah. He proposed to a girl and got engaged while they were talking, but he answered it and said he just didn't think that they were ever gonna meet, and he didn't think it was gonna work. We're gonna still do recaps, but we'll do them on a different day, and we're also still gonna do our Friday night recaps. We were doing Friday and Wednesday recaps, so we're gonna do Wednesday for the Dating Diaries, and then Friday will be our recap. So you guys stay tuned. Friday is set in stone. We're always gonna be here on Friday talking about the Never Ever Met and some other shows. I want to talk about this Friday. I want to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I want to ask a question before we get out of here. But I like Diamond and Aaron. I do feel like because she is exactly the woman that he wants, I feel like it's already there. Like, they're in a good place. But every week a new girl flips in this situation. So I didn't expect Sienna to do that. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with old girl?
The coolest couple. What was the guy that was that Chris who wore the hoochie daddy shorts?
Greg. That's Greg.
That's Greg and Millie, correct?
Correct. No, I don't think it's Millie. Greg and Millie. Yeah.
They seem to be the most normal.
They're both very attractive. They do seem to be the most normal. But I also want to talk about Sandia and Chris, because you and I talked about that. Chris is a very popular guy. He's a very handsome guy. And I think Sandia is very beautiful as well. But she's more of a quiet person. And I think the way he's talking, I don't know if this is going to work.
He is full of his, he seems very, he's a very confident guy. He seems to she let him go too easy. She let him off. She should have fought a little, not fought, but just gave him a little bit of harder time. Not made it so easy for him. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
little fight, a little, just to let him know that, because now at this point, I think he's going to take advantage of that. She is teaching him how to treat her.
That's facts.
And it's a wrong type of treatment.
Yeah, I agree with DeQueezy. I think he will break her heart.
Oh yeah.
Shut up. I think he is going to break her heart. I do feel like, because she went so quickly into, I'm going to fight for this, and if he does something wrong, as long as he apologizes to me, I'm okay with it. And now I hope he didn't hear her say that. She said that to the camera, right? Mm-hmm. But I just think that she's respectable. She has a great
that's wife material.
That's why, there we go.
That's yeah. That, you know. But
I asked the guys at the panel, and I want Mo to answer this for you guys. I asked the guys in the panel, the first question was, how did they define wife material or what a wife is, right? Because so often women will say, well, I know I'm wife material. And I'm like, but how do you know if you're not in the market for a wife, right? What does a man consider wife material? Now, I also don't think men always know what a woman considers husband material, because the guy that you may want to hang out with in the section may not be the guy that you want to marry. So I do think that is different for both. But for you, I'll answer after you. For you, what is your definition of wife material?
I think the biggest thing for me is how she carries herself, especially when I'm not around.
Okay.
And that was, that's an attraction. Or when you see a woman that's single and she carries herself respectfully, right? You look at things like that. You look at a nurturing quality of a woman, right? Let's say if she has kids or she has a pet, and you see how attentive she is to these things that she loves. Mm-hmm. That's a reflection of what's under her. You know what I mean? Yeah. And close to her. And then you as a man, you see yourself fitting into that. You be like, that's what I would want. I mean, we all say peace and all these things, and that comes with it. But how she moves, when you see someone and she's twerking on or doing something that you be like, you know what? And I know we send mixed messages because we pay attention to that, but that is for tonight. You know what I mean? That's like when you was talking about the sections. Like, you might be in the section with the guy, but don't mean you're going to marry his husband material. Well, right. It's the same thing. We might do this, but we not wifing that. Or the smarter seasoned guys, or the guys that seen an example, not on TV, but real life. Like, for me, it's extremely important to how a woman carries herself without a man. And then once she has a man, you know what I'm saying? If I see a woman very flirtatious to me or to another guy, and she has a husband, I see it at my job a lot. And I'll be like, man, get out. I'll be saying to myself, man, get off that man white face. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really real. Yeah. And that's how things get started. So to me, the biggest thing is how she carries herself is a reflection of how she respects herself. And would in turn respect you. Right. So right. That's what it is for me.
That's interesting. That's interesting because I think that, unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of times the single women that carry themselves with respect don't get a lot of attention, because men are usually drawn to the woman that is being very disrespectful. So that the one that is, all up in people's face, and the one that is twerking, the one that is, showing her body, that usually is the one that gets the attention. So I think that sometimes women get it confused, because those women that carry themselves with respect, I can think of several now that are alone because they're not, drawing large groups of men. Now, they may, have one or two that see them and it's like, okay, I like her, but definitely the more attention goes to the ones that are doing all the things to get attention.
That's fair, and I could see women getting lost in that sea of, if it's a social spot and there's I can see that. But just to be honest with you, I don't know, just because I'm older, I see it. And I see it and I've been guilty of being wooed away
Yes, you have.
from but I still know it's there.
But that
No,
don't.
I got you. I got
Yeah.
you. And sometimes that balance of what you're attracted to and that woman doesn't always, but when that meets and connects and you see that, you know, and then sometimes it's the setting. There's alcohol involved and there's all this. You could be really, really, now if it's church, it might be different. That's the setting for her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 10 o'clock. You're good. Why are you here? Go home, watch TV, watch the news, go sleep. I'm not saying they can't go.
To meet a guy. Druzy asked, does that mean a lot of men are interested in marriage? I do think that a lot of men, like the guys on the panel, all said pretty much the same thing, right? They all said that they really, like, men are hard on women. Like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But then they don't necessarily, it takes a man to be very mature. And I think that's why we would hear men say that women should date older, right? Because I think it does. Usually you want to believe that a man is going to mature as he gets older, man or woman. But I think there are men interested in marriage. Druzy, I think that a lot of times they're just easily distracted.
No, here's the thing, and I want to say this to all women. Men are interested in marriage. What men aren't interested in is divorce.
Say it again.
Men are interested in marriage. The problem is men aren't interested in divorce.
And I know people are going to be like, Christal, don't let Mo talk, but I'm going to call BS on that because I just don't know a lot of men. I know a lot of single men, and most of them are not breaking their neck to get married.
Why? And I'm trying to tell you, if you've seen your father, uncle, whoever, or you hear these stories of not so much of the marriage part of it, when you the stuff that you think is right, but just talking about they're thinking about the stuff that leads to divorce. It goes back to divorce. It's not marriage they're scared of. It's like, why do it? Like the comedian says, if half of marriages don't work. So if you jumped in the plane and they said half the parachutes don't work, would you get up there and jump off?
That's true. So you're saying
that's what guys are afraid.
Approach
not marriage, it's divorce.
So it's more a rational approach to this. Probably isn't going to work. Let me ask you this. Do you think that they are concerned about divorce because they know they may fuck up? Whoops. Sorry. May mess up.
You know what? There is a possibility, and they want that thing to go back in there. That's fair. That's fair to say. Especially if they're not ready, because what we like to do, we put women on layaway. Like, we know the good ones. Like, don't ever get it twisted. Men know the good ones. It's just that we're not ready, and we try to keep that line of communication open. So when we are, and when we're done getting all this stuff out of our system, this is the guy that, hey, I'm just checking in on you and seeing how you be like, he keeps playing like he knows you're a good woman. He knows, but I'm not ready. I got to get this out. One more woman next year, procrastinating. I got to get my stuff together, so on and so forth. And, and then if he winds up getting some money, this is bad. I'm just going to be real. He winds up getting some money. He wants to see, well, what type of woman I could get now that I got paper. Now, I still like her and want to be with her and see her like this. But if I'm getting this type of women like this, what is it going to be when I get my money right? And then I got to confine myself to one woman. I want to play with the women when I got money, then get tired, then go back to her. And I'm not saying that's right, but I know a lot of dudes that think like that. They be like, I want to get my money right and see how that life is, because I don't want now I'm contained to this one woman.
I mean, I agree with that. But I feel like, people, and let me not pay attention to the chat. Okay, let me ask you this. This is my question, because you said that a lot of men do not get married because they are not interested in divorce, right?
Well, they think about the things leading to divorce. Divorce is the ultimate thing. Yes.
Okay. So I would just say, and I'm not, this is a safe space. Mo does not feel unsafe. We
No.
have these conversations all the time. Y'all
Yeah,
please
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But men know that having random sex with men that have money know that having random sex with women can end up costing them money, time, inconvenience, and all kinds of things. Men have no problem continuing to have sex, continuing to get into issues, right? So it's like, so if you're gonna say, well, men don't get married because they don't want to get a divorce, but why do men keep having sex with women that they know are no good for them, getting them pregnant? There's a lot of behaviors that men continue to do that also provide negative results. So
But
why is that not an issue? Like, there we cannot talk about you, my husband, so many different men have situations with the child's mother that is extremely unattractive, right? But that continues to happen. So the only thing that we're not doing because we're afraid is divorce. But we are okay with having children. We are okay with, like, why is that okay but not the marriage?
I don't
Because
think we
that doesn't end well either.
I don't think we think it's okay. A lot of times we think we can outbeat the other guy that went through that. That's not going to happen to me. I'm going to outsmart that. It's like the guy that hustles in the streets. He thinks he's a little smarter than Scarface. And
He don't think he's smarter in order to say marry. He just thinks he's smarter in order
to beat, like, I can have sex with this woman and not get, not get her pregnant. I could cheat and not get caught. I could do this, and I'm not like him. I know that, but that's not going to happen to me. And it winds up happening to you. You can't, and then there's another generation that behind you that's like, we don't either give them the information or, you young, you're 21, you think you're grown and you can outsmart everybody. And we all fall up in the same system. It's no different than teenage pregnancy. You'd be like, y'all done seen the history of this. Why do y'all keep doing it?
I
Because
just think it's interesting that we cherry pick what we don't want to do. I don't want to get
no,
married.
I'm telling you that. No, it's true, but we all cherry pick. We all do. I've noticed that we all do. If we all say we want tradition, then we'll be like, but I don't want to do this. I want to have my own this. Well, the traditional people didn't work and they didn't have their own, and the man did everything. But now you want to work and be taken care of. We're cherry picking.
We're talking about men in marriage. We're talking
No,
about
what I'm saying is everybody cherry picks. I'm noticing. We all do.
so PRMB asked the exact question that you want to have answered. So Mo, she asked, how would Mo react to a woman that he considers marriage material that did not want to be married?
I've seen it. I mean, it's. I ain't gonna say it's heartbreaking, but it's like but that's based on, a lot of times that's based on what she experienced or what she's seen growing up, friends, parents, family members. You know what I mean? And you'd be like, that's not for me. I've seen it with women that didn't want kids. I know a few that are in their late 40s, early 50s, and they don't want to be tied to anything. And you got to respect it. You'd be like, you can't. They're grown people. They know what they want, and they set up their life a certain way. You got to respect it. That's it.
No, I agree with that. I just, I think that marriage, I don't think that our culture, specifically the Black community, really values marriage the same. PRM, I'm going to get one more. She says, would you continue to date the woman
that didn't want it? Yeah. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to do it again, to be honest with you. But if I could continue to live the rest of my life with this woman and we could ride off to the sunset, I mean, at that point, the only thing that's stopping it is documents. I mean, she said she could still be, because I know some women that think along those lines, So yeah, I would.
Okay, so going back to the show, and we're talking about Chris and Sienna. I think the problem is, and somebody said why would a good woman, Edna said, why would a good woman want a player? And you're right, Haitian Empress. All Black communities do not view marriage the same way. I'm talking about American, the American ideal, right? I think because we have, our community has gone through so much here. I think that we have not, and been really, black marriages were dismantled, when we
That's
were first, just, decades ago. I mean, centuries ago. So there hasn't been, I think it's getting better now, but I think it's very different. And I can explain more in that in another time. But
you
um
realize more women ask for divorce than men, right?
yes, but, well, yeah, and we can go into why.
I'm just putting that. I mean,
Yeah, I think women ask for the divorce because I think men are more probably resigned to stay in something that they're not happy
not.
in.
But
Women are probably more like, I want to, I'm not, and then two, it's like, up until recently, women were staying in marriages because they didn't have a choice financially. And so, of course, now that women have a different option, a lot of our grandparents wouldn't have stayed in those marriages if they had an opportunity to get out. Right. So I think when men say, oh, nowadays women are really quick to leave, if you have an option for peace as opposed to being cheated on and abused and talked down to, then of course you're going to make the option to leave.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but I don't think this is not about gender war. This is really about us figuring out how to understand each other better. I do agree. Chris and Sandia are both Haitians, so their approach is different. You can tell that even in the way they interact with each other. I think there's a lot more respect in the way that they speak to one another that I really
It
appreciate.
is.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And what I was saying was to speak on what someone said earlier about a good woman doesn't deserve a player. I think that people have different phases of their life. And I really do believe that Chris, because I said you can tell he's very respectful when it comes to Sandia. And I do think that he is raised a little bit differently. Obviously, there's this idea of manhood and coming into your own, but I don't necessarily think that just because he may have exercised the fact that he's attractive and he probably has access to a lot of different women, I don't think that, and he might have played with those women, I don't think that makes him a bad choice if he values her and sees her as someone that he wants to be with. I like the fact that he's been very clear about um, the fact that he's not attracted to other women there. He's interested in being intentional with her. But I think that he also may not be quite ready to make that move just because of his conversation with the other guys.
What was his word? His word was trust. And she's like, you don't trust me. He's like, I don't know you. We're
Yeah.
trying to build trust. And I think a lot of times there are people, men and women, that want you to arrive at the destination when you meet them.
Yes, I
And
agree.
like, I don't know you. Let's build. I have enough interest where we can start with a brick to build this wall or build this thing.
Yeah.
And I think because whether you're attractive into you or you think that there's other options, you want me to be there now. And I think I've seen it on both sides, men and women.
Yeah, Ebony Dollar said he doesn't trust women. That was a pretty big statement. And it's
Shit.
funny how she heard that. So he said, I don't trust women. And to me, that was a bigger issue. And she immediately flipped it around and said, you don't trust me. I feel like it's kind of like what we talked about with you. Like if you've been out there doing a lot and now you've probably seen a lot, now it's your issue to get over what you've seen. That's on you because you were a part of things that were not, that you knew were wrong, right? You knew
I
sleeping.
I I I can see that. I can see that.
So if you were sleeping with people's wives, I feel like that's your ultimate comeuppance, right? I told one of my girlfriends
They
this
were
one,
girlfriends too. They weren't all wives. They was people. I just don't
people's
put.
girlfriends, other people's property. OP.
And I didn't. And I wasn't looking for them. I didn't purposely do that. They
You
came
were
to
doing what you okay, but you knew that they had other obligations. And,
me.
and and I told one of my girlfriends this because she was cheating on her guy. This is when we were very young, right? She was cheating on her guy, and she cheated on her guy, and the guy that she was with, the intimacy was so much better, so much better. Like she didn't even know at that point. That was the guy that she was with had been her first time, This new guy was the second time, and it was like, oh my God, now my eyes are open. And I told her, I said, that is your punishment, because now you go back to your guy and now your eyes are opened. You know how in the Bible it was like they weren't supposed to eat from the tree because then their eyes would be open and then they would have all this knowledge. Sometimes knowledge will hurt you because you know all the things that you don't necessarily need to know to make the right decision. So now she had to go back to her boyfriend knowing that this sex was very mediocre. So I think that was the punishment. So in that's just my way of saying, like, sometimes when you're exercising bad behavior, it scars you. It leaves you with the knowledge that, oh, wait a minute, I've been sleeping with all these girls, seeing how they're acting. Now I don't trust women. But if you hadn't been taking advantage of the situation, you wouldn't even have that information. You wouldn't even know that. You wouldn't even know how like attracts like. So if you're on some BS, you're going to attract other people that are on some BS. And then now you were like, I'm just used to BS. Well, that was you. That was you.
Damn it, man. I tried to, I'm like, it got me. I was like, my bad. I know disrespect. I can have friends. And then I fall for it. I go for it.
You fall for it?
I fell for it. I go along with it.
You are not a victim.
No, I'm not saying I'm a victim, but I don't purposely try to talk to someone's woman.
But positioning it as I fell for it.
Well, the thing is,
you were
the friend, the well, we could be friends and that whole thing, and you know.
Mo,
I know. I'm not making no.
When C-Dub was around, you were assassin. You were an assassin.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You weren't falling. You were not falling. It was not, you fell for it. Edna, you're right. Edna says they need deliverance from them lustful spirits. Yes.
Yeah, but see, I've learned to yeah. But that's the reason why I stopped, is because like it just felt like at the cleanse my
killer. C-Dub knows the truth. C-Dub was there. But
C-Dub was there when I kicked the girl out the car. It was his car, actually. That's a whole nother. We'll get to that in the dating diaries.
Wednesday is gonna be something. But no, Mo.
Yes.
Chris, let's talk about, why do you think for a man to say I don't trust women, where does that come from?
You nailed it. That comes from experiencing women who, like I said, I've heard and seen, and they have no shame, most of them.
Yeah.
Talk to you while he don't even know he's on speakerphone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting up there and he's saying, and she lying to him where she at and all this other stuff. And that's where that comes from. And once you see how the lies they say to get out the house or to be with you and all these things, you just become darker and darker. And you be like, because you might have thought this person, or I even have relatives and I found out stuff about them and I thought they were solid. And they weren't. And then I hear about family members. I just heard this last year. My aunt was telling me a bunch of stuff. She was like, well, how do you think this person met this person? I was like, my whole family full of cheaters. I was just like, and it just bothered me. And I was like, yo. And it was like, well, you find love when you find love. I was like, what?
Oh wow, Derica says men don't trust women because they don't trust themselves. I think I like that, because I think
that's a small part. It's more of I've seen some women do some grimy stuff.
You have, because you told, I felt like the girl calling the guy, telling the baby that your name was Jim was crazy. That was wild to me. I never forgot that. I was like, that is crazy. Haitian Empress says, Chris's father was most likely a Rolling Stone, but it's highly likely that his mother got her lick back, hence his trust issues. What would you say about that?
I would say y'all also, they said that about homie on what's the name? Y'all stop blaming the pet. That ain't got nothing to what's his name?
Play on yeah.
It's like, don't let these dudes trick you in.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's from his own
own thing. He's a nice looking guy. He works out. I'm pretty sure, plenty of women around, and some of those women were not single.
Yeah, I do think that, and I also feel like sometimes men can see a woman that they think is sweet and think is wife material, but they will be surprised when they learn that she's not.
That's what I'm talking
So I feel like with him, I think I agree, Haitian Empress, and how he was definitely up under her. His energy when he's with her is very different, very, very different than it is when he's around other people. Like he seems very respectful and he seems to really hold her in high esteem. And that
about. A lot
could
of men
be
who good.
what?
A lot of men who really, really like women, that's how they are. But unfortunately, when they're around the guys, it's guy talk.
Yeah,
You can't take guy talk that serious, because we know you saying this in front of us, but when you get around your old lady, you a cat.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? You a cat, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be a cat around your lady sometimes, then damn, what kind of lady you got? You gotta be a dog all the time.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Oh wow. So I just happened to look at something online and I've been sharing with people that love is still out there. One of this guy that I met a few months ago that has a wonderful, wonderful business entrepreneur just proposed to his girlfriend.
Congrats.
Um and he, he's very, very successful and he just made a big to do and proposed to her. So I think that there are men that really are interested in marriage. I think that they could be a little bit more gun shy than women are, because I do think women are quick to be like, I want to get married, and the man is like, whoa, what is,
But
they actually think about it more. Yes.
but do you believe that, like, that wasn't a thing growing, like, those things weren't for us. That wasn't implanted in us, in our psyche
Yeah.
as a little boy. Even G.I. Joe ain't had no girl. You know what I'm saying? But Ken had Barbie. The Barbie had a man, but
Barbie
G.I.
had Ken, yeah, and
Yeah, G.I. Joe
even
ain't had no.
Kenya had a man. You're
And
right.
G.I.
I mean,
Jane, and Jane was a lesbian, so you can't
who
count G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane was a lesbian. She
was
was.
she?
Yeah, it's documented. You can look it up.
Oh, I didn't know that. Um, okay. Yeah, I do. Haitian Emperor says Chris is Haitian and they are raised differently. They are. I have a lot of Haitian friends.
Yeah,
Definitely a lot different. Definitely.
we
But
know a couple of them.
yes, it's not a good example. The one that we know,
Oh
not a
well,
good example.
I'm just saying.
Not a good example, but yeah, we do. But yeah, all right. Well, I'm interested to I don't even know if I'm interested. We're watching Friday's episode. Don't know if I'm really interested in seeing it. Not sure if I want to see Aaron put the toe in his mouth, but we're gonna do it. I think that the problem with this with shows like this is we're introducing intimacy way too early. I also
That's
don't
that.
know about grown-ups using a boom boom room for sex. I don't want to lay down where somebody else was laying down getting it on. So I don't know who's doing that. I'm not. The production on this show is sketchy. Love owned. Not so excited about the production for this show. The showrunners and the executive producers for this show, I'm a little skeptical of, because it just seems very I don't know, like you try to bring in like MTV type, like I don't know if anybody ever watched the Jersey Shore,
Yes.
but like them kids was all in there living in the house together, having sex in the room and leaving trash. Like I don't that's they were young. Like this is adults. It's weird. It's super weird. So
Do
I'm
you
not
think they
really.
do that on purpose, like with the boom boom, the sexual energy, the Kama Sutra,
I think they're trying to get some stuff that's gonna make people watch. You know what I mean? What's up, Tamasha? They want to make people watch. They want to go over the top, and they want to make people watch to tune in, because somebody's gonna be like, "So, do you want to go to the room tonight?" Like they do that in a much classier way on The Bachelor. Like at the end, the guy can get a chance to spend the night, but it's not the same room. Like that's what's crazy about this show, and I don't. It's just weird. It's weird. It's giving weird vibes.
You best believe they're getting it on in them shows, just so you know.
Oh, they're getting it on all the shows, but because even The Bachelor, they have all this stuff that comes out afterwards in blogs. We know with Ready to Love, I would say The funniest season of Ready to Love was when they were at that resort in Houston, and they were at a resort and they couldn't leave because of COVID. You say they set up they set up a environment that was going to be conducive to hormones racing. Think about it: 10 men, 10 women.
And we were told there'd be unlimited liquor at these places.
Unlimited liquor, and you can't leave the grounds. Everybody has a room in a resort.
I'm surprised no baby came up out of them situations.
Well, a baby did come. A baby was already in there. A baby was already in there.
Oh, you did tell me it's a woman.
One lady was 5. She entered the show 5 months pregnant, and she was the one trying to get a guy to come back to her room.
Did she find love?
Not that season. She already had found it. Yeah, they definitely. So I think everybody is sexual, but the fact of them saying if you want to be intimate, there's a boom boom room, and doing the whole
with cameras.
I didn't want to see them people getting those poses Friday. I didn't want to see that. I didn't like it.
Aaron do that anyway.
You said what?
I didn't want to see Aaron. Aaron J is his name. That's his name.
He was like, "Wee." They were like, "That's not the right way." All right. I got a question for you, real quick.
Yes.
And those of you that watched, if you guys watched Love and Marriage DC, put an I in the chat. If you watch Love and Marriage DC, put an I in the chat so I know that you know what I'm talking about. I have a question for Mo, because I watched the reunion for Love and Marriage DC and it went a little bit crazy. Because there's a couple that came from Ready to Love, Joy and Clifton, and also one of the other ladies that is now on the show came into the show. Thank you guys for those eyes. Keep putting those eyes in the chat if you watch Love and Marriage DC. So Joy and Clifton came from Ready to Love. During that season, Carmen also came from Ready to Love. And so on Ready to Love, all the guys are introduced to the women as potential to date. All the women are introduced to the men as potential to date. So Carmen and Clifton did not get together. Clifton and Joy got together. But now Clifton and Carmen say that they are best friends. Now, I wanted to ask you this because you and I have been very, very close, and you are definitely one of my best friends. So the question came up. Joy said, Carmen said that she's best friends with Clifton. She's not best friends with Joy, but she's only friends with Joy out of respect for Clifton. Because she said, when you're, which I agree, that when you are friends with a man, it's important for you to be friends with his significant other because it's respectful, right? So I wanted to ask you your opinion, because with you and I, we have had issues with our friendship when you have dated girls. Men have maybe asked things, but it hasn't been the drama. We've had some drama because of girls. And now you met Adrian, you came to the wedding. You and Adrian actually are very, very close. So, but I don't think that you and Adrian are friends because I don't think he's as close to you because of me. I think y'all actually get along really well. So I don't believe that he would say, I'm only friends with Mo out of respect for my wife. And I don't think you would say that about him. So I want to ask your opinion on that. And then how would you feel when you find the right one that we're believing is going to happen soon? Jesus help us. How do you introduce her to me so that she feels safe and comfortable? And then what if we didn't get along? Like, what's the dynamic of that for you?
Woo. That's tough. I mean, because I believe people should be like me and Adrian got our own relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's healthy. Like you ain't got to be around.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not around.
I'm not.
So that's what I mean. So we call each other. We talk like we'll have that. And I think that's healthy. And if you can't have that, I think everything else is just fake and cordial and just being, I wouldn't say fake, but yeah, I would say fake. I don't know, man. I hope not to be in that position. Damn, that's tough. I mean, because I was almost in that position with somebody, but we couldn't get along. We couldn't make it past. We never made it past anything.
Who is this?
I'm not putting that name out there.
No, just tell me a code so I know who it is.
I sent you some photo. No, let me see. You know who.
I don't. I don't.
And you didn't, you know what I mean? You don't like her. But me and her will never be on that page, so it don't matter. Me and her.
Well, okay, if you're talking about who I think you're talking about, the basketball.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't like her. She said negative things about me.
Right.
To somebody else.
She was assuming, or she was what we just talked about. Like, you see what I'm saying?
She assumed that I didn't like her. I had no problem with her, but trust me, when I found out that she said something negative, then I just was like, right. I'm good. But I also wouldn't have a problem if you guys did, because I've actually tried to encourage you to give that a try.
No, but our issue has nothing to do with you.
Obviously.
You know, we can't. That's something else. But that's the closest it's ever been. But I think just with you, but see, you're open.
Yeah.
If whomever.
See, I don't trust that. I don't trust that situation. You don't.
No, not her. Forget. No, I'm all.
No. I'm talking about Joy, Clifton, and Carmen. I'm saying why it's different. Because we are never gonna be all hanging out in a bed together. That was weird to me. Like it just.
But they already had like interest in each other. Then it pulled away, and that's what makes that awkward. Correct?
Yeah, because he said, "Have you ever been attracted to Carmen?" And he said, "Well, Carmen is a beautiful woman, but we never clicked on Ready to Love because I already was with Joy," which was a great way of avoiding the question of, would you have been interested in Carmen? It's and we don't know that they did have a romantic relationship, Clifton and Carmen. But what we do know is that it just felt weird with Clifton and Joy and Carmen and them in matching bathing suits. It just some weird stuff felt.
But they had romantic interests.
Well, they went on a dating show and they all had to date, right? So they were on Ready to Love. So at that point, at least we know that there was something. But I felt like I also feel like this: if you have a woman and she says, "I'm cool with Christal, but I'm cool with Christal out of respect for Mo," I really don't. It wouldn't bother me. Like it wouldn't
bother me. It would bother me.
I would know, right? And that's fair because a lot of people said Clifton should have spoke up. I would feel like I'm gonna have to be cool with whoever you're with because I don't want to lose your friendship. But if she was like, I don't like her, then I would respect that and kind of stay, handle her with a long handled spoon. But I wouldn't, you know what I mean? I wouldn't force myself on her.
But see that it puts me in, it will throw me in an awkward space, and then I wouldn't want that. But I know it wouldn't be on your end. It would be because they will be the new person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I like cool people who don't come in with judgment. You know what I'm saying? If you're judging and you're already like, well, that's just weird energy to me. Like for instance, Adrian has warm energy. You know what I mean? Adrian speaks to everybody.
Yeah.
For me, when I deal with women, and it's rare I bring women around, but if they're standoffish, I might even tell them like, "You'll never see her again." I don't. That's not
most of the women that you bring around. I'm open and I'm welcoming.
Yeah, but it ain't about you, but it ain't even the whole scenario. But it could be any of my friends. I don't family. I don't want. I mean, you're like family, but just people. I don't like standoffish people for no reason.
Yeah.
That energy is just weird to me. I can see if you're trying to read the room, but if you see people trying to embrace you and be like, how the women to go over there and talk and the guys will be over there playing, do whatever. If you like want to stick near me and not be around the women, I'm like looking at you like, what is like they're trying to embrace you. What are you doing?
Yeah. I had to post that because I agree. Carmen isn't the sex symbol that she thinks she is. She tries too hard. I think that she definitely, even when she was on the show, that Ready to Love, she made it clear that she's not really a girl's girl. She likes being around guys more, and she also uses her sexuality, with men because she finds herself very attractive, and so
Watch her.
I say it again.
Whoever that lady is, watch her. Don't trust them.
Yeah, but I think Joy, but Joy wasn't really for a lot of the chicks on the show either. But they are married at this point. So I just wanted to bring that up because I feel like there are a lot of times that women do feel intimidated if a guy has a best friend that is a girl. But I think it all depends on how he handles the situation. That's how,
That's a fact.
yeah. Yeah. It was, and I do think they were trying for a storyline, but I don't think it worked. And I do think it backfired. I think they were trying because there's no reason that y'all should all be hugged up. Like there's never a time when my best friend and me would both be hugged up with Adrian doing a selfie video. That's weird. That's
Yeah.
weird. Super weird. Super weird. But yeah, I think you have to you set the tone early on, um, so that there's open and like, and you just be with somebody that's not super insecure. You know what I mean? Like,
Thank you. That's another thing. But if I'm telling you this is family,
yeah,
like let your guard down, like relax.
yeah, yeah. It's weird. Well, I'm excited about Wednesday. You guys, we are going to have so much fun because I have a vault full of stories. Um, and you have stories too. You just probably haven't shared a lot of them out of respect.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I got some.
We have had, and we want to help other people. This
Yeah,
really is
that's what
for.
it's more about. It's about you. It's
Yeah,
about
we really
y'all.
want to help. Because a lot of people have reached out with questions, and a lot of people have asked, "Do I do one-on-ones?" And I definitely am starting to do that this summer. But what I really want to do is have people come on and let's talk it through. And like I said, if you don't feel comfortable coming on, you can send your information to us. And we will read it and talk about it on the show and invite the chat even to be a part of the conversation because I feel like we want people to start dating, right? I wrote this book and now we want to talk about how do we actually date effectively. So if you have questions, when you guys have, because you know how we were asking Mo about his dating, and when he comes back, if you go on a first date and you want to ask Mo his opinion on something or me my opinion, come to Dating Diaries on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We're going to have so much fun. Miss Wilson said we did not talk about Josh and Shay. You know what? The reason I didn't talk really about Josh and Shay is because I just think that they're pretty solid. I don't understand it. I don't really understand it because of the time, the 12 years. I feel like there's something they're not telling us.
Yeah, but I do. They're the other one.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little weird at first, but I guess not.
I think that I feel like in situations like this, it's most important for the man to really be into the woman. A woman can be pulled in. I do not, Haitian Empress. She says that she's 30. That's what it says. Um, but I don't know. I just don't understand why it was 12 years. That is the problem that's irking me. And maybe if it was 12 years, but you're acknowledging that you guys have both been dating other people.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it, but also
maybe it's off and on
they
too.
are, maybe they were dating before. I don't know what it is, but they're very comfortable. They went in that shower, and I don't know what happened in the shower. I don't want to know what happened in the shower.
I definitely don't want to know.
But I have a sneaky suspicion that the behavior in the shower probably should have been reserved for the boom boom room.
I believe the behavior in the shower is probably very, very nasty.
But yeah, I think I believe that I too believe, like Cassius, there could have been a jail situation or something. Because
It could have been off and on.
But 12 years?
I mean, they count from the time they met. They might took 3 years off with dating other people, got back together.
12 years.
It's possible.
Now, maybe they've just been flirting back and forth. But the way they connect, I mean, the way they came together so quickly, they obviously are very familiar with each other. And he really is into her. I don't think he's.
He is.
I
He
don't
is.
think he's faking.
He is.
He
But
does have a 3-year-old, but I mean, with them not being, to me, long distance does not last 12 years.
not serious long distance. You can know somebody for 12 years, but
Yeah. Not last like that. So I'm kind of reserving judgment until we find out exactly why was it 12 years. Taronda tried to explain to me that it was right, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I call BS. There's something keeping them. There was some other variable that we just don't know about.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
But and Linda says I was seeing somebody off and on for 13 years, but there were definitely years of seeing other people and just going back and forth. Of course, but what I'm saying is they had never seen each other.
Right. That's what we gotta keep in mind. They
That's
never
weird. Love after lockup.
That's possible too.
That's what I think it was. Because otherwise, or you weren't never serious. Y'all were never really serious. You were just somebody, because you know what? Let's be honest. You guys know there's always people that you have that as soon as you break up with your person that you can circle back to. Nobody knows about that? Hello?
I don't know nothing about that.
You a lie. You a lie.
You don't know what I know.
You a lie. Y'all know those people that you always can like circle back to. They kind of rub your ego whenever something is, you know that they're still. Now, if they happen to be in a relationship, you got to find somebody else, but there's always.
Now, that's what stings.
So you do know.
That's what I heard.
Lucky.
That's what I heard. Either that or when they get paid.
Lucky. He do know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Either that or you find out they got saved. Either way.
You got to find another standby. But there's always the old faithful that's there. So maybe they were each other's old faithful.
Old reliable, old faithful.
Yeah, that comfortable sock that you can just go back to. And you're like, you know what?
When that old faithful don't pick up that phone after you done went through your phone call, after you left the club like 3 a.m, and you trying to make a couple phone, and then you be like, I know she up. She gonna answer. And she don't answer, you might
again, Mo, I thought you weren't familiar with this.
This is what I heard. Woo!
Yeah, I feel like she and him, there's something there, but especially if you're playing online, it's just something to do. Maybe it's just something to rub your ego and something to do, but maybe he is.
I think women are more guilty of that than men.
Say it again.
I think women, something to do, bored. I think they're more guilty of that than men are.
Yeah, there used to be pen pals, but now people are just online. So it's just like, it's the Bumble people. I used to keep people's name in my phone as whatever app I met them on, like a Bumble or a
Bumble.
Other ones I won't speak of. I'll put their name as such and such, blah blah blah. So
no, but you would do that to like I meet women from different places. I'd be like, Virginia, Jessica, Virginia.
Yeah, just so you know who the hell it is, because you got to keep up with was going on. But I do think he really likes her. I don't think
he does.
I don't think she likes him as much, but she likes him too. But he's smitten.
They were slobbing each other down, but they was on it.
I don't want to see it.
Hey, and for the because I'm piggybacking off what you said, because I've gotten a few DMs of women asking me for advice. I don't know why they want it from me, but so now we have a platform where we could do that. It'd be Wednesdays, 8:00, dating diaries. We'll be telling stories, giving advice. You tell us stories. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you.
I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Brenda says, thank you, Brenda, for that super chat.
Just repeating what he heard. Thank you. That's what I heard.
Yes. At the couch when that therapist made Joy feel like she was the problem, she wanted Clifton to say, I don't like the way you all are coming to Joy. I agree, but Clifton is not really having her back. He's staying very neutral, which is very odd for a husband. So even when earlier we talked about what is wife material, I feel like the very, very basic the very basis of husband material is someone that is always supportive and always has your back and protects you. And that's well, I don't feel Joy felt protected. I felt she felt, that he left her out there. And so that is the first problem. Even when they asked him, even when Carlos asked him about how he felt about Carmen, I never heard him really specify. He did say that she was a beautiful woman, blah blah blah. But at some point, you have to prioritize your wife and say that
absolutely.
that's
That's
the
all.
problem. If you don't say, well, you know what, this is my wife. You know what I mean?
That's a
That's
bad
the
thing.
problem. So yes, someone asked, is this on YouTube? Linda V asked, this is on YouTube. Oh, yes, this is going to be on YouTube. It's already up. You guys make sure that you're subscribed so that you get the notification for
Yeah,
Wednesday at 8. But yes, Wednesday at 8 right here, right here. We're just doing a different
and
conversation, and it's all about dating. And yes, Adrian, you did stay in my phone as Adrian Facebook for a long time.
hilarious. I like that.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I met him on Facebook. So,
right. That's it.
but yeah,
Yeah,
husband, the very first level, like basic level of husband is protect. And
right.
that just not talking about physical. It's and it's talking about emotional and making you feel safe and always making you a priority.
And part of that is listening too, because he could be saying something to protect you, and you're taking it as, you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's
You're
true. But I
telling
think
me
it's
something.
communication. I think he has to explain that.
Yeah,
Vicky says, but Clifton had Joy's back with Ashley and with Quick. Yeah, but see that then it turned to a ego thing with him and Quick. You know what I mean? Because he was like super excited about saying, "Oh, you said you were going to handle me," and da, da, da. That was really like that was really about
I caught that clip.
yeah, that was really about like ego more than I think it was about protecting.
I didn't even know that was Quicksilver. I know he's a DJ out of Maryland.
Yeah, yeah,
Baltimore. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
him. That's him. That's a whole nother. We gonna have to do a breakdown of that maybe this weekend because that show, that reunion, I was like, we need to break that down. But for now, we're gonna get out of here and make sure that you guys tune in on Wednesday for Dating Diaries. This is gonna be a whole nother. This is probably gonna be more. I think people are gonna like this even more than the recaps.
Tap in, y'all. Y'all gotta tap in. Y'all
Tap
big
in and tell your friends, tell your girlfriends that have dating problems. We are here to solve. We are here to help.
I'm gonna do
We
my
are
best.
here to help.
I'm gonna keep it real though. I am gonna keep it real. Both sides.
Yeah, both sides. Both sides. We're gonna be honest. This is gonna be our version of dating therapy. And we'll also help Mo.
Come
Yeah.
again. Say it again.
We'll also help. We'll also give you some
What?
assistance.
What?
Dating.
I'm doing just fine.
Well, obviously not,
Why would you say that?
because you haven't locked one down yet.
My life is good. Why?
I'm not saying your life is not great, but there's room for it can always be better.
I'm. Listen, I
Whatever. We're gonna save it for Wednesday. We will do our
y'all
dating.
think we're like y'all, and we gotta have a woman to make it complete. I am great.
Well, I know you're great, but you don't think with an amazing woman you would be even better?
Possibly. I don't know.
And you have had a lot of options. You have a lot of options. You have had a lot of time. I'm just saying, come on with it.
I'm waiting for the best version of me, and he hasn't arrived yet. And I'm pretty sure she wants that. So let me.
Oh, okay, you said you're waiting for the best version of you. Well, are
Yeah.
you working on it?
Yes, it's getting better every day.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about it on Wednesday. So you
Oh,
guys tune in on Wednesday.
tune
We're
in
gonna
Wednesday, 8 o'clock.
tune on Wednesday. And you know what? Even for people that are in relationships, because the beautiful thing about this conversation, even though I am married, they're still, trust me, we're still going through it. We're still working it out. We're still getting used to it. So we may have we may have some issues as well. I ask Mo for advice sometime when it comes to me and Adrian, and it's all good. So we still have to we still need help. So I may need some help as well. I don't like my husband be going out places where there's like Freaknik. You remember I called you? I was like, what is Adrian doing at the Freaknik spot? You know?
You know what I told you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Brenda. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being here. We love you being here. So please be back on
Yes,
Wednesday at
yes.
8 p.m. Eastern, y'all. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have the membership is available. We'll put it up. Make sure you're subscribed so you get the notification about the membership. But we're just it's gonna be open for everybody to tune in. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. All right. You guys, it's the start of the week. Make this a beautifully productive week. Stay positive. Stay in your bag. Stay in your positivity. Don't let anybody knock you off of that. And we will be back here midweek, hump day. All right.
There we go, y'all.
All right. Y'all be good. Bye.